Alrighty, let's get this on the road here. We are talking about the week of June 8th and the following 7 days. Jupiter, Venus, Saturn are all on the top of the chart here. There is also a new moon this week. We will touch on that shortly, but there is a separate video for that. All right, so if you want more details about the new moon, if what I say here doesn't give you enough of what you need, then you just go find that other video. I'll attach it below or ask me in the comments. Hopefully I remember to attach it for you. We're halfway through Gemini season. Lots of talking, communication, thoughts, what we're learning and what's in the news. Our emotions are heightened because we've got Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter all in Cancer energy. So feelings around home, around property, around values, around what is property, who is considered property, should we be considering a who to be property, but emotions, in emotional stability, foundations, possibly childhood, history, and feminine energy, huge. So there's a lot of memory here, a lot of memory, a lot of water, a lot of recall. Right at the beginning of the week, Venus and Jupiter are conjunct. Now, these are the two great benefics of the zodiac. And supposedly the teaching is with Jupiter in Cancer energy, Jupiter is most exalted, meaning most benefic, most good, most giving, most protective, right? Bringing all of us the emotional wisdom. It combines intellect with our emotions. And the idea of how are we moving forward, right? It gives us it kind of gives us the whole big picture of what went on in the past, what's going on right now, currently. And then how the hell is that all going to come out? How's it going to wash out into the future? Great benefics. So these two are together until the 10th. They are conjunct, they are together. Venus can bring money. Venus can bring gifts. Venus is about, in your chart, she's your love language. And she's about how I receive, how I would like to receive love, how I would like to receive beautiful things, harmony, peace, sensuality, money, my bank account, values, and the values connected to homes and the housing market and the property values. And not only am I going to get disciplined, but I'm making a commitment, a long-term commitment to myself. Because how do we show ourselves that we love ourselves? Crickets, right? No, we make a commitment to ourselves because we're refusing to betray ourselves. We're refusing to not follow through on something we know we need to do for ourselves. You want the inspiration, then become inspiring. You feel like you need help, then go and help somebody. The whole point is don't wait, initiate. We will not fall back on our duties and our responsibilities to ourselves. I am willing to work hard for myself. The thing about Venus is that she is going to quickly move through Cancer energy. Once she gets off of Jupiter, June 13th, Venus is now entered the Leo energy. And what this does is it sets up a very strong fire trine with Neptune. So government energy, public figures, and Leo is definitely public figures. Super dramatic energy here. Leo can be dramatic and so can Neptune. Neptune can be mysterious and a bit of a puzzle and confusion. Maybe somebody's sickly. That can be Neptune as well. Leo is very different in that way. This is more about I am absolutely here to entertain you. I am on fire. I'm the entertainer, but I can also do it while I'm taking charge. So it's going to be a combination of both. It's a nice trine from Venus connecting Neptune and Leo energy together. Super creative energy. So this can be tricky territory because when you think this might, Venus might think it's a game and it's not a game. And yet she's trining Neptune who can be about being deceptive, illusions, delusions. We kind of don't want to be messing around with that energy when we're thinking Neptune and Aries is Navy. June 8th to June 15th, the nodes and Uranus are at 2 degrees in a very strong, rebellious, stressful T-square. government energy, what's going on across the pond, money, values, and income, illusions, delusions, and the show, authority figures, public figures, politicians, Neptune and Pisces, politicians, jobs, stress and tension, and rebellions, because we are rebelling over what we value. So the thing is, with the stressful T-square, you can have definitely some beneficial energy that pops out of this. We have a new moon on the 14th of June. It is at 24 degrees in Gemini. So that means it's a new beginning in Gemini energy. Gemini is learning and education, but it is so much more. Okay. Definitely mind energy. So what will your new beginning be about? 24 degrees. Check out the other video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link so you can go find out the details. Pluto is a big deal with Venus. Pluto and Venus are going to be talking. She will be in a very strong opposition to Pluto energy. Intense changes about us psychologically. Remember, this is group energy. So going through a group consciousness raising experience. It's consciousness expanding, increasing, evolving, elevating. This is not going to be until next week because we have to wait for Venus to get across from Pluto by the minutes. The change, the transformation, it's very, very alchemical energy because it's taking something and literally changing its form, changing its shape, but changing its matter, right? What is the alchemist's story? Changing lead into gold. And so this is where we get the big events happening while she's trining Neptune, which can be a positive healing time. It may be a time when you feel like escaping. It may be a time when you need more sleep and rest and you pamper yourself. But literally, like 2 days, 3 days later, Venus is now at 5 degrees. And so she's at the opposition of Pluto energy. So now this is strong. And this talks about my values, my desires, and my love, maybe even my love life. There might be some turbulence because Pluto is showing us stuff that's been buried, okay? And it can be shocking stuff. It can be revelations. So it can be a romantic partner. It can be a father figure, an authority figure, which means it can be somebody who thinks they're the king of the jungle, the big top dog, right? On the world stage type of energy, or I should say top dogs on the world stage. So this can be a somewhat volatile period, although it's not real long, okay? Either you or your loved one is stirring the pot. You need to ensure that you're listening, literally listening very well, and that you're tuned in. This is going to be important because we're talking about Pluto in Aquarius. All right. So get your antennas up. It's talking about stuff that's buried and deep. So no matter how much you're tempted, this is not the best time for emotional reactions. So this opposition happens at 5 degrees of Leo and 5 degrees of Aquarius energy, because Venus can be money and values. Okay. Venus can also be in Leo, how I took a risk in my love life, how I took a risk with children or somebody else like an authority figure or a group of authority figures, a group of elites that took advantage. So we're working with June 17th and June 18th. Okay. That's where the minutes get close. Between Venus and Pluto in that strong opposition. And at that time, I hate to give away next week's video, but what the hell? Maybe this will just be a combination. At that time, Mercury's going to be at 20 degrees in Cancer energy. So Mercury is the news and information. She's in Cancer, so she's reporting about the past. Jupiter will be at 27 degrees. The moon will be in Cancer on this day, on the 17th. So we're going to be getting some information for sure. Okay. And we'll show you the chart in next week's video, and we'll take a deep dive on that. So that's how this looks. This is what this week is preparing us for the big week of June 15th. Okay. So with that, we're all done for now. Thank you.